stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Hardy horror. Good afternoon. Almost evening. And go live one more time. I'm just gonna keep it in the family. There, I'm done sharing. Actually, I'm gonna share it to a few people. There. Send it there. Okay. Oh, that didn't waste much time, did it? I've got a new chat. Hello, Daryl. Good to see ya. We're gonna do the 5 love languages today. Why should we know the 5 love languages? We're gonna find out. I use this to meet people where they're at. Just because 2 people are hugging on the front and being all kissy, okay? This book just isn't for my partner. It's for almost anybody that I meet. And the process of meeting other people where they are at, well, if you understand love languages, you'll get through to them quicker. All right. So we had a new guy in the meeting and he needed a sponsor. Big book says the emotional appeal seldom suffices. When I see somebody jumping from meeting to meeting, asking the same thing, getting the same advice, but not doing anything about it, right? I go to a lot of Zoom meetings, so I see a lot of the same people. Anyway, in that case, there was a fear, and we alcoholics know fear, but he wouldn't give us the fear. He wouldn't answer the question. Where are we at? Let's do some introductions. I'm at the 3-minute part, which is where I usually do introductions. Somebody's WhatsApp hasn't been working, so they haven't been here, and they're still here. So I'm gonna send it here too. I'm gonna even add the link. There we go. I'm also gonna send it to them in Messenger. I'm being a shit. There we go. Her phone's been fucking up. Yeah, and we tried. That's kind of why I left. I felt like our attention, but there were some other things that were happening. There was another person there, and they are looking for a sponsee. So I kind of wanted them to be the person, but I don't decide that stuff. So, but we help what we can. We help what we can. I wish you could find the short versions of this. But like, what happens? Keeping the love tank full. Yeah. All right. But you know what did happen? We did service work and we all stayed sober. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. Somebody's gonna be pissed that they missed it. If you're here, please say hello. Please say hello. If you're watching the live or the rewatch. 6 more days on my restriction. But I'm thinking about having like a grand opening. I'm trudging together a grand opening. and just do something with it. I think I might do that. All right, let's go to the 5 love languages. Not sure how long this will take. I just didn't feel like I was done with recovery today. So, I'm kind of like Dr. Bob. I will do more than needs to be done because of insurance. Let's go there first. I'm going to, yeah. Because it should be the first 158 pages.
Tired of typing.
Tired of, oh, so you're just going to come on and say it out loud and intrude? So I'm in a shit giving mood today for some reason, but good to have you. Good to have you. That's not what I was going for.
Good to be had.
All right. So I was reading something out of Dr. Bob's Nightmare real quick. I spend a great deal of time passing on what I learned to others who want and need it badly. I do it for 4 reasons. 1, a sense of duty. 2, it is a pleasure. 3, because in doing so, I'm paying my debt to the man who took time to pass it on to me. And the best one of all, because every time I do it, I take out a little more insurance for myself against a possible slip. So when I come on here and I say I don't feel like I'm done with my recovery today, that's what I'm talking about. Dr. Bob was awesome. He was different than Bill. What is the first love language? So before we get started, everybody has a love language, and your love languages might be different than other people's. You might have more than one. You might have more than one. What are the 5 love languages? That'll help me with. Yeah, blah blah is a blah blah blah. Is a 1992 nonfiction book by Baptist. Oh, I like this one. Chapman. What is most men's love language? And then they list all 5. Physical touch, gift giving, words of affirmation, acts of service, and quality time. All right. I was only going just a little bit. Here's how to find yours. Nah. How do I tell what my love language? Can you speak all 5? Okay, let's just stick with these. So people listen in different ways. And sometimes when you are approaching somebody, understanding a love language may help you with this person. Okay. There are some people, have you ever noticed, that have a lot of chips? Yeah. That's gifts. That's gift giving. It's an act of service. But we can't rely on our love language and for others. This is about understanding other people's and maybe your own. And that way you can express to your partner or other people that there might be different ways that you would want yours. All right, let's start with physical touch. Okay, now physical touch doesn't necessarily need to be sexual. There are a lot of people in the world that just might need a fucking hug, man. It just might need a hug. Sometimes you walk by your son or whatever, put your hand on him, and I'm giving an indicator, hey, I've got your back. I'm doing things like that. Physical touch. And so I'm trying to keep this program related so people know. Holding hands while we're doing that. There are some people that prefer to hold hands when we're doing the Lord's Prayer. There are some people that don't want to. I just don't like being touched. Okay. People that like physical touch as a love language are usually close talkers. They'll usually get in your, because they like that closeness. And what they're doing is they're kind of feeding off your energy, which is okay. Gift giving. This happens a lot in AA. In fact, it's probably the second. Well, I don't know. The rest of them are pretty darn close to gift giving. What gifts are we giving in AA? Well, my sobriety. My sobriety is a gift from God, and I give it away. And how do I do that? Well, I go to meetings. I talk to other people and I share my experience, strength, and hope. That's what I do. I go to a lot of different types of meetings. So one meeting I go to sometimes at noon, it's just a bunch of old cranky people. I love them. Sometimes I go to newcomers meetings because I need the newcomers. But I do go to all different types of meetings because I don't know where God needs me all the time. So I just go and I make myself available, right? So giving up my time is a gift. Holding space for other people, right? We're just doing that. I mean, somebody asks for help, and it doesn't matter whether I think the person is doing it or not. We're still gonna do it. Still gonna do it. Okay. Um, Words of affirmation. Jordan Peterson says this a lot. There's a lot of people running around out there for the lack of an encouraging word. You know, I see a lot of newer people in AA that flounder, and nobody says anything. And I find it sad. I think it's sad that we let that person just sit there and, when I have an answer, hey, I may not have known you for very long, but I bet that I can sit with you for 2 or 3 minutes and find progress. Who's the last person to see anything that happens to you? You.
Right.
You are. When you were younger and you'd go see, you see your aunt and uncles, you hadn't seen them for too long. Well, you've grown like a weed, and you're like, no, I haven't. I'm exactly the same as I was 2 months ago. Right. But, there's that perception. I don't see it. So it's nice that I can look myself in the mirror and say, hey, dude, I love you now, and things like that. But in the beginning, I needed that encouragement. So how do we do encouragement? Anybody here in their first 29 days of sobriety? There's our encouragement. Okay.
I think the applause is.
I'm sorry?
I think the applause after they announce their name is the encouragement. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The other is acknowledgement.
Yeah. When it goes around and you say, hey, good job, so and so, I'm proud of you. And
I still feed off of that.
Well, absolutely. It's exciting. It's awesome. Any alcoholic that gets a day sober is a fucking miracle. And we know that. So.
And that's true. But it's also, it's that self-esteem, reassurance, what's the word I'm looking for? If I crave acknowledgement and you give it to me, you affirm it for me.
Well, that'd be an affirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Words of affirmation. Now,
the fact that I crave it issue.
That's something different.
That's codependency.
What we're talking about is the love languages that we use in order to meet people where they are at.
Right.
But yeah, I can take each one of these and turn it into a topic for Alcoholics Anonymous. That's what's great is I will never run out of topics. See, I can take physical touch. We talk on about an hour in 50 different ways.
Right.
So, but I do hear what you're saying. Hence why we need to understand codependency as alcoholics, because sometimes I will give too much. So yeah, there's a balance there for sure. Acts of service. There we go. I'm a big acts of service guy. That's my love language. Somebody made, my friend Amber, she made this for me for my 8th year, and I keep it. It sits right here, and I will keep it my whole life.
Put it closer to the camera.
I'm sorry?
Put it closer to the camera. Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, she did a real good job. Made just for me, and it stays right here where I can see it. And if you write me a handwritten letter, even if it's to chew my ass, I'll keep it. Because you took time for me. And it's something I appreciate. The podcast, what I do here, the house, everything I do is acts of service. And I do that so that people love me that way. Right? Um, what are some acts of service that we do? Well, oh
Coffee.
gosh, we could sit here forever and do acts of service. Um, but you brought up self-esteem, and I kind of want to include that in there because acts of service helped me with my self-esteem. Right. So when I got in the even 2-3 years ago, I had very low self-esteem. So my therapist started making me do esteemable things at work. What are esteemable things? Doing things for other people without any expectation of return. Um, there's quite often that I do things for the community. I just kind of I brought one up, but I do things for the community and I don't talk about them. I'm not going to bring them up now either. Okay. Because that is my act of service and it keeps me humble. Right. And I don't need credit for it. It's being done. The act of the service is done. Okay. I get different dividends. God is not going to have me miss out. That ain't going to happen. I'm not going to miss out on anything. I used to think that I was, but I'm not. I'm not missing out on anything. Um, I think probably the biggest act of service that we can do for other people is holding time for them. Hey, no, it's just you and me. Sitting down with a sponsee. I don't care what the fuck else is going on. Don't call me. Don't talk to me. I'm meeting with my sponsee, and I'm putting that time aside for them. Maybe I'm at Starbucks and I go up to get my coffee and creamer, and there's somebody in front of me, and this happens all the time. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in your way. You're not in my way. Take your time. I'll even say you were here first. I'm in no rush. Even if I'm in a rush, it doesn't.
I say that all the time, like in the store and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
People go, like when I'm going down an aisle and people come out of an aisle, go down the main aisle, and they always go, "Excuse me." It's like, you're all good.
Yeah. No, excuse me. And these are things that say, hey, you know what? It's okay that you were in the way. So what?
Are you really in the way?
Leave the fucking horn alone. All right. I say that because growing up as a kid, I had a lot of road rage, and I fixed that quick.
Yeah, I don't like people in the left lane doing the speed limit. I am that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to do the speed limit at least. If we're going under the speed limit, I do get a little frustrated. But then I remember that I can't control shit.
On a 100-mile trip, it's like, did you just delay me 4.5 minutes?
I'm in such a rush on my
motherfucker.
Yeah. When actually God was saving you from an accident 2 miles down the road.
Yeah, right.
Quality time. This is my wife's. She loves quality time. It doesn't matter what we're doing as long as we're doing it together. And quality time there again is holding space for other people. But quality time has more to do with along the fact of, hey, it's going to be you and me. Nothing else is going on. We're going to go to the movies, or we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Some people like to go have coffee and talk until wee hours in the night. But mine is acts of service. My wife's is quality time and physical touch. But so there are days when I'm like, hey, do you just want to watch some TV? And we don't care what we're watching. We're just hanging out. We're hanging out. At the same time, my wife is probably the only person that I can sit in the same room with, and we don't say anything for 4 hours, but we're hanging out. Last night, she's been still going through stuff with her sister, and grief has no time limit. And I kind of wanted to play my game, but my game will be there. And so I picked a movie that I knew that she would really like, and that's what we did. And And then she had a better night because I took some time. I didn't want her to have a bad night. She deserves to be happy like everybody else. So
I'm perfectly good with just spending time with Ash.
yeah,
And for me personally, some people might not call. She might be on her phone. I might be on my phone, and some movie is on the TV.
yeah. So
Yeah, right. And physical touch is huge with me.
yeah, you know what? If my wife gets a phone call and we're watching a movie, I just pause it and go do something
Yes,
else until she's done. Is what I do, because
exactly.
that if that phone call might be important to her, right? Maybe the other day it happened, but it was her daughter. I'm sorry, kids come before the fucking movie here. That's the way we work, So and what is that? Well, that's quality time. It's active service. It's several things.
It's
Um,
it, technology again coming into play because we can pause.
yeah, yep. We can
Back in
pause
the
live
back in
television.
the day, it was quit interrupting.
Yeah,
Because you
don't walk
can't
in
go
front
back
of the
and pause
TV.
it.
Yeah. Well, I still have the rule that if the Bronco game's on and there's a play, there's no walking in front of the television. That no, and I break that rule more than anyone. But I'm the only one in the room, so that's actually one thing that I'm actually proud of. When my wife and I first got together, I said, I watch football. It's just something I do. I'm not crazy about football or anything like that. She's like, well, I'm not going to watch it with you because people just get too weird. And I'm like, I get it. I understand. And I watched the first couple of games. She's like, did you watch the game? I'm like, yeah. Well, I didn't hear any screaming or yelling. I'm like, yeah, it's just a game. Hell, it's entertainment. The game's fixed. So so now she watches football with me, and it's part of our quality time. But it's because I don't get angry. I mean, the other team will make a good play. I'm like, good play, you fucking assholes, but good play, because I enjoy the talent. That's why I watch it, because I like seeing people do that and accomplish. So all right, so those are the 5 love languages. Let's kind of review them again before we move on with our day. Did I get rid of it? I did not. So the first one's physical touch, gift giving, words of affirmation, acts of service, and quality time. Quality time. All right. Hey, you got anything you want to add, brother?
No, man, send me that if you would. I like those.
Oh, all I did was go to Google and say what are the 5 love languages?
Oh, okay. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I
All
seriously
I
need
average.
you. I seriously need. I don't need. I seriously would like if you were to get that Road Less Traveled and read it.
Um, I would. Yeah, our money got cut off. I don't have none. So, I mean, I don't have $5 at the moment. So.
No, I'll send you $5.
But well, give me a
I'm
little
just
bit.
saying,
I'll probably just go check it out from the library.
probably on audio, but
It
I
is
like
on
to have.
audio, but that was $24. So
Really,
yeah, yeah. A guy wrote a book. He wants to get paid for
I
it.
understand, man, but it's like when it's in digital form, man, and then somebody had to narrate it, so I guess they had to pay him. Okay, whatever.
But
It's in
I will.
PDF form.
No, I'll just go to the library and check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just do it the OG way. So
I'd give you mine, but it's mine.
well, exactly. It's one of those books that you can't
Like
share.
that red book.
Yeah, yeah. You can't. It'd be like me giving you my old big book. It's like, what's all this fucking
Your
writing?
8-year chip.
Yeah. I actually gave my 2-year chip to a guy named J.R. Richards. He was the lead singer of Dishwalla. They sang "Counting Blue Cars." Tell me all your thoughts.
I would say that probably 8 or 9 of my anniversary chips
Mhm.
came from Odd Rod. He would save them for me and give them to me.
When I hit 10 years the first time and I lost the chip, I feel horrible about it. My mom gave it to me. It was her 10-year chip. And she got it from Joe Wright, who was her sponsor and the person that started Arapahoe House. She was the owner of Arapahoe House.
You know how you can tell if you've got an original chip? Turn it over, and in that circle, it's got AA stamped in it.
Yeah. It's what I have right now. My mom gave me her old 8-year chip, and well, she's 39 years now, so it's over 30 years old.
There you go.
I keep it in my wallet. Yep. My wallet. So that way, when I go somewhere and I have to empty my pockets and people go, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's my chip. And this is what I do for AA and this and this and that because I'm in a hospital." And then the charge nurses want to know what I'm doing. Then I hand out my phone number. Do it all the time. I use that chip to start conversations. I pull it out of my pocket on accident all the time. Because people are like, "What is that?" Yeah. And I'm like, "Oh, here we go." All right, I'm gonna go wind down and play some Spider-Man 2.
Have fun.
Thank you. Thanks for joining me, man. I appreciate it. Love you, brother.
Love you, brother.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. Peace out.